coming into view, wisdom returning, knowing the truth. A portal from heaven opening to earth, codes long forgotten, ready to burn. I'm here to believe. Heaven to earth. Heaven to earth.
September 4th, 2023, update 24. I did an update with Dr. Michael Salla. We talked about portals. We talked about giants with red hair. And I'm going to go more deep in this type of mission because a lot of other people are talking about portals. A lot of other people are talking about these types of giants that are appearing in different places. And 3 years ago, I did an update about going to this massive cave. We were a 10-man team, and we were dressed in black uniforms. And inside this massive cave, there was a temple. This temple had 4 marble pillars. Okay? In the middle of this temple, we saw a sarcophagus the size of 12 feet, 13 feet, 12 feet and a half of diameter. Inside of this sarcophagus, there was a humanoid being. He was about 12 foot tall, really muscular, and he had a lot of jewelry. He had a long red beard. And we saw this. And the way we saw this type of person, he was in stasis. He was in stasis inside this sarcophagus. And we just got shocked. And then out of nowhere, in this same cavern, we're seeing portals being activated. And people like from Brazil, they started talking Portuguese, coming out, soldiers dressed in black uniform, coming out from these portal like round water portal energy devices. And also we had Africans from Africa coming from different places. So everything was being activated in the same time. These portals were opening up, and it was like a multinational type of event. I remember that we started investigating the sarcophagus and the temple, but once we saw all these other soldiers, I think we left the room, and something happened when we left the room. We felt a change of atmosphere. We felt a change of air. We felt like a change of air pop. We returned to this same room, and we were analyzing the room, and the giant was gone, okay? All the jewelry that was around the sarcophagus was gone. The giant was gone, empty. But we were looking at everything and it looked like a lot of years has passed. So I don't know if we entered a different timeline or what happened, or if we saw the past happen in front of our eyes and then we left and came back and everything was gone. But all we know, everything was empty. And there was speculation that, yes, he probably got brought back to life with the technology, or he was taken away by these other militaries and they got this giant now. But for me, I felt that he was alive when I saw the giant. I felt that he was in stasis. He was sleeping. I tried to look at his stomach, but nothing was moving. But the way the skin was, one of the soldiers said, "Oh, he's decomposing." But I think it's because of the smell. It was a weird stench, like if it was old leather or something like that. But I don't think it was like a decomposing type of smell. Not when something is dying or dead. It was different. And I think it's the same type of stench that the soldiers of Afghanistan were smelling on this king or this giant that was fighting with them over there in Afghanistan, the giant of Kandahar. Okay, I want people to look into that. It's really interesting. But this mission really was a shocking mission for me, because it showed me that this can be there can be a manipulation of time depending where these portals show up or appear. And that's what these portals are. In my last live, I talked about that, about how these portals could be, yes, a connection to a place, to another place, but also it could be a connection of different timelines. Okay, it could be connecting different timelines. Say we can go to 200 BC or different types of timelines. And I think this is the technology that these ETs have, or interdimensional beings have, that can manipulate space and time in their timeline, not ours. But once they come into our timeline, they can change certain things in our timeline depending who comes in and what's happening. So I think we have the ability. The top scientist, one of the top scientists, I remember, he said, yes, we have the ability to manipulate space and time.
Systems and structures and bureaucracies muddle us along. But we are capable of so much more. Our technologies permit us to manipulate time and space. They leave distance annihilated, cause things to grow and improve productivity.
You know, and I think we do have these technologies, and we back engineered these different type of portal technologies. Different, maybe part of governments around the world have the ability probably to see or hear certain things that happened in the past. Like I said in my life, we have these devices that you can put in different rooms. Okay, you can put in different rooms these devices, and these devices, depending of how you calibrate it, you can hear different timelines and the location where these devices are at. So say I put a device right here, right? This device can pick up sound, can pick up light pixelation in that area, and it can, I don't know how scientists can find a certain time frame or calibrate the machine to see certain times, but I think it's a mathematical equation type of thing that they know how to do, using similar to what we use for maps, but for time devices. You know how north and south got 4 numbers and east and west has 4 numbers, and you can triangulate a location, but for this device is the location, you're already in the location. So I think it's a mathematical equation for the sound or pixelation of the light frequency, how this box can pick it up. So it's quite interesting how they can do that. Oh my God. Hopefully I won't get in trouble by talking about this. But it's something that people are figuring out. So, this is for you. This video, this is for you guys. You guys can go back, go to September 4th, 2023 on Exopolitics, update 24. I speak more about the details, but I'm just telling you that 3 years ago, this went down and these missions went down and we had these devices and we know what's going on. So, and it's at different parts of the world that we have these portals that are opening. And I really put this information out in the last live that I did, so, we're going to start hearing a lot of weird things around there. So keep your head in the swivel, like I always say, and make sure you're grabbing the right information. A lot of people are talking negative about what's happening in Iran. I don't like to get into the political part of this, but remember, there's always a back door for everything that's happening. They'll condemn somebody's decisions of doing something a certain way. Okay? I really trust the leadership in this country right now. But I also understand other people and where they're coming from. So, depending how things roll out, disclosure can roll out. So it can be confusing for a lot of people, but this situation can really affect certain things to roll out. Okay? Much love to you all. I love you guys so much. This is a quick video, and stay connected, okay? Write in your comments right here of what you think about, if you have experienced portals, if you have seen something that I have experienced. I know people have wrote to me on emails, hey, I experienced this in this location. I experienced having contact with the ant people. I experienced visiting a location where it's a big cave and there's ancient relics in there. So I am connected with a lot of people that are having experiences, and these experiences will come to you, if you keep connected with the universe, with God, and hopefully everybody will be safe, okay, when this information comes out. Much love to all. Akuria Mate. JP out.
Carries within him the glow of 1,000 suns. Boots on the ground, but his heart flies away to the stars where silence hums. A soldier's destiny, where the cosmos is